Jeopardy! Fans have criticized an inconsistent rule that hurt a contestant who finished the game with a negative score. On Friday, 7-day champ Isaac Hirsch's win streak increased to 8 as he defeated chemistry professor Mike Ferguson and attorney Ashley Weaver. While the game ended with Isaac collecting $34,001, increasing his 8-day total winnings to $195,389, fans seemed particularly perturbed by a seeming injustice toward Ashley. Annoyed fans called out a repeated Jeopardy! Inconsistency that occurred again during the double Jeopardy round concerning the First Lady's category. When responding to the $1,600 clue from a prominent and wealthy Ohio family, she was known as the Belle of Canton, the contestant's answer was denied after she answered with only the First Lady's first name. Ashley, who was already in the red, buzzed in and replied, "Who is McKinley?" Jeopardy! Host Ken Jennings, 50, asked, "Can you be more specific?" When she could not, her answer was deemed incorrect and her score dropped from $2,600 to $4,200. In response to Ashley's answer being considered incorrect, a fan wrote on a Reddit board dedicated to the long-running game show, "Okay, so apparently now they're requiring first names for first ladies?" They continued, "As I've pointed out before, they have been awfully inconsistent about this over the years. It would have been nice if Ken had at least warned the contestants about that at the top of the round, particularly for Ashley, who lost $1,600 on that Ida McKinley clue. I can think of several situations where it makes sense to clarify, if there were more than one First Lady McKinley or if the clue gave away who the president was, but none of that fits here. It seemed strange to me too," they added. Close game. On Friday's episode, the Burbank, California champ pulled off his closest win yet for 8 victories and second longest run all season. After an all-out runaway on Thursday, Isaac faced Ashley from Lakewood, Ohio, and Mike from Edmond, Oklahoma. After the Jeopardy! Round, Isaac, his only miss was a $2,600 daily double, led with $6,600, chemistry teacher Mike had $5,800, and Ashley had -$1,000. Isaac's interview had Ken buckling over, recalling a brutal stand-up comedy gig on a baseball field whereas Mike didn't work. But the competition was no joke, as Ken remarked, "Mike's giving the champ a run for his money." In Double Jeopardy, Isaac gained $2,500 on the second daily double. Then, Mike found the last daily double and doubled up with a gutsy $6,000 play. This made Final Jeopardy a nail-biter between Isaac, with $21,500, and Mike, who had $17,000. Ashley was removed with an unfortunate -$2,600, and the category was Names in Medicine. Ken, 50, once again reminded the players, "We've got a tight game." The clue was, he got a special presidential citation in 1955, passed away in 1995 and was dubbed the man who saved the children. Tensions were palpable as Ken turned to Mike first, he was correct with Salk and seized a $1 lead. Isaac revealed he was also correct, wagering $12,501 to win $34,001 for a towering 8-day total of $195,389. He pumped his fist and sighed deeply as Ken closed, he dodged a bullet. Will he catch Adriana? Fans flooded social media, blown away by Isaac's biggest payday yet and how he's only training Adriana Harmeyer in wins this season. Isaac ended the week very strong, one Redditor wrote. He's going to be tough to beat in the TOC, though he seems to be settling into a more conservative DD wagering strategy. You think he will catch up to Adriana's track record of 15 wins, wondered another. Mike has an excellent shot at making second chance after his performance today, wrote a third. Isaac's incorrect response per game average rate could be his downfall at some point, speculated a fourth. Other fans predicted that Isaac may now be the frontrunner for the next Tournament of Champions, given how well he's playing. So far, the other qualifiers for the next Tournament of Champions are Survivor alum Drew Basile, 7 wins, Adriana, 15 wins, Allison Betts, 5 wins, and Dr. Amy Hummel, 5 wins, and Celebrity Jeopardy, Lisa and Walter. Isaac will go for his 9th win on Monday's episode as he inches closer to setting the record for the longest run all year. As the familiar theme music of Jeopardy filled the air, 3 contestants stood poised, ready to test their wits and knowledge against each other. The returning champion, Emily, a literature professor with a calm demeanor, looked confident. Beside her stood Mark, an enthusiastic high school history teacher with a twinkle of excitement in his eyes. The third contestant, Sarah, a software engineer with a love for trivia, was visibly nervous but determined to make her mark. The first round proceeded smoothly. Emily and Mark quickly amassed points, buzzing in with confidence and providing correct answers. Sarah, on the other hand, struggled to find her rhythm. She buzzed in several times, only to stumble on the answers, leading to deductions from her score. By the end of the first round, Emily was in the lead with $6,000, Mark had $4,200, and Sarah found herself in the red with -$800. As the second round commenced, Sarah knew she needed to make a comeback. The categories flashed on the board, and she felt a surge of hope when she saw computer science among them. This was her domain. Determined, she buzzed in first for the $400 clue. This algorithm, named after a 19th-century mathematician, is used to find the shortest paths between nodes in a graph. What is Dijkstra's algorithm? She answered correctly, earning applause from the audience and boosting her confidence. She quickly followed up with another correct answer, then another. For a brief moment, it seemed like Sarah was on her way to turning the tide. However, as the round progressed, a series of unfortunate mistakes saw her score plummet once again. By the time the final question of Double Jeopardy arrived, Sarah's score had dipped to -$2,000. The final question of Double Jeopardy was a daily double, and it was Mark who found it. With a confident smile, he wagered a significant portion of his earnings, answering correctly and boosting his total to $12,000. Emily remained steady with $10,200. The disparity in their scores and Sarah's negative balance meant she wouldn't be advancing to Final Jeopardy. As the Final Jeopardy round approached, host Ken Jennings addressed the remaining contestants. Emily and Mark, congratulations on making it to the final round. Sarah, unfortunately, you'll be leaving us tonight. Thank you for playing. Sarah smiled weakly, trying to hide her disappointment. She had come on the show with high hopes, and leaving with a negative score felt like a personal defeat. The camera panned to the remaining contestants as they scribbled their answers to the Final Jeopardy question. The episode concluded with Mark emerging victorious, his bet on the final question securing his win. As the credits rolled, the usual applause was tempered by a sense of controversy that would soon erupt on social media. Within hours of the episode airing, Jeopardy! Fans took to Twitter, Reddit, and various online forums to express their frustration.